Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Georgian here, and in today's video I'll be doing the eyeshadow palette tag. Alright, so if you want to see what this video entails and to see all my different palettes, then please keep on watching.
Honestly, I'm trying to stay focused. You must think I've got to be joking when I say.
Alright, so the questions, it's about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, about 13 questions that this tag consists of. So I'm just gonna get right into it. So the first one is show your newest palette. I actually have two because I got them at the same time. So my newest would be the Morphe / James Charles, which looks like this. So this is my newest palette, along with the Morphe 39S, which looks like this. Alright, so these two are my newest palettes. Next up it says show your oldest palette. I don't even know what to say. This palette, I've had this palette around the same time that I started doing makeup at the age of 18. I'm 25 now, so I've had this palette for quite a while. It is indeed my oldest palette. Unfortunately, it does not have a name. If you are familiar with this palette by any chance and you know what the name of it is, then I'd like you to comment below, because trust me, I don't know what the name of this is. So this is how it looks. I've hit pan on quite a few of them. I was killing it with this palette, and I was really obsessed and excited to get this palette when I first saw it, because it just has a good balance. It's pretty unique, the style and the design. I love this design here. I just really love this palette. It looks kind of like a nice little notebook in a way. So this is my oldest palette. Don't know the name of it. Okay. Show your most expensive palette. Right now my most expensive palette is the James Charles. We're back with the James Charles again. This is my most expensive palette right now. Yeah. This one. Show your most affordable palette. So I'm guessing the cheapest one that I have in my collection. So the most affordable palette runs in at $9, and it's this one right here. It says love you a latte. So this is how it looks on the inside. I really like it. It's a very, very adorable palette. I love the colors in it. These are my colors. They kind of match. You would have thought that I used this palette to do my eyes as we're speaking right now, but no, I didn't. But these are my type of colors. This is my speed, this type of palette. For pigmentation, it's okay. It's not that great, but it is wearable. It's usable. So cute, so adorable. I really love this packaging. It is so simple, but it's something about it just makes me really, really like it. Right, next up we have show your everyday palette. My everyday palette. I think my everyday palette, if I have to choose, I would just put it this way. If I have to choose a palette to use every day, I think it would be my Morphe 35F. Given the collection I have right now, this would be the most ideal for me. Yeah, I really like this palette because it has a good selection. Again, this is my color scheme. Here we have a little black, so we can go smoky if we want. We have deeper colors like here, deeper shimmer, and it's a mixture of shimmer and mattes. The only thing I don't really love about this, and the only issue I would have with this, is that it has a lot of shimmers more than mattes. This whole bottom section here, these are all mattes. The entire palette shimmers. So I don't really love that, but everyday makeup would be these these colors for me. So I think this would definitely be my everyday palette. It kind of ties in with my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. You guys have seen me use this palette a lot. You guys have seen me use this palette a lot, and I love these colors as well. As you can see, I really love browns, peaches. If I want to go deeper, I would usually go on the burgundy side, dark brown. Yeah, my speed. So between this and the 35F would definitely be an everyday use for me. My most colorful palette. The palette that would be my most colorful, I'd say, is my James Charles again. I think almost every color you could ever want to wear on your eye is in here. So this would definitely be my most colorful palette. It's like a rainbow basically. You have everything in here. So yeah, this is one, and another one that is pretty colorful just came to me, guys, because I was looking through my collection today and I was wondering what would suit you know, these questions best. So between the James Charles, and I just remember I also have the Take Me Back to Brazil, which is very colorful. It's pretty colorful as well. So between the Take Me Back to Brazil and the James Charles palette, definitely the most colorful that I have right now. Yeah, but I still think that the James Charles beats this one, because a lot of these are the same colors, just different shades of the color, right? But it's still pretty colorful. So either way, yeah. Okay, the next one says show your smallest palette. My smallest palette right now, the smallest one that I have used and that I really like is the ColourPop It's My Pleasure palette. This one right here, it is so adorable. This, I don't ask me. I don't know what happened here. I know it fell, but I don't know, I can't locate the shadow. But yes, not to stray. This is my smallest palette. It has a purplish pink theme going for it. I really like it. It is so adorable. It is so cute. When I saw it, I'm like, I had to get it. So cute. All right, my biggest palette. It goes I have two, the same two from the beginning, the Morphe 39S and also the James Charles. They're both the same size. Yeah, they're both the same size. So these two together are my largest palettes that I have, my biggest palettes. Show your palette with the best memory. Okay, so this one is tricky for me. I have memories with some of these palettes, but which would be the best memory? I'm gonna just tell you guys what my memories are for each of these palettes. It's not everything, it's just a small set of palettes that really makes me smile when I think about it. Makes me feel so happy inside and special and everything. Getting a little mushy here, but yeah. First I have this Crown palette from Crown Brush Jamaica. I got a bunch of these palettes from Crown Brush Jamaica, and the reason why, this is just one of them like I said before, the reason why this one has a special memory to me, I'd say, is because it's a part, or they all made up my very first PR package that I've ever received. It is still my only PR package so far, but trust me, it melts my heart to know that I reached out to them and they decided to send me a huge PR package. Guys, if you have not watched my PR package video, how I got my first PR package, you guys need to check it out. I will link it up top in my iCards. You'll see it slide across the screen. Yes, that was a very good memory. It was a blessing. It's still a blessing, and I was grateful for that. The next palette that has a great memory, or one of the best memories, was this palette which is my Morphe 35F. I showed you guys this earlier when I said it would be my everyday palette. This one, we're back with this one. The reason why this one serves as such a memorable palette is because it was my very first Morphe palette. Watching YouTube videos, watching all of these makeup artists and stuff, all you hear Morphe, Morphe, Morphe. Morphe is a very good brand. I didn't even buy it. You know, a friend bought it for me. Big up yourself, Brittany, if you're watching. She bought this for me for my birthday, and I was so grateful and excited. Like, every time I see it, I remember this was my very first Morphe palette, and it's something special. My last set that served as a great memory as well comes back to these two again. These two are a great memory for me, are a great memory to me, because my boyfriend bought these for me. And a little backstory, this place here in Cayman, I knew they had these palettes in stock. I really wanted them, but I couldn't afford to buy them right now. I told the person at the store, I went there and I said, please to put these down for me. I'm going to pay you at X and X time for them. Just please reserve these two for me. Yeah, I believe I checked in with her, and at the time when I was just about ready to pay for them and to come and get them, I checked in with her if she still had them, such and so forth. She going to tell me that she doesn't have them and she sold them. So I'm like, what? We had this conversation. You're absolutely sure you're going to put down these palettes for me. So what do you mean that you said you sold them? Like, I don't understand. Why would you sell them? And we had this conversation. I was livid. I was very upset about this. Like, and I was talking to Dre about it, my boyfriend. I was talking to him about it, and I'm like, me can't believe so that lady here sell something them, and me talk to her, and me just cannot believe so somebody would do something like this. Like, we had this conversation. I thought we were cool. Like, what you mean you sell it? And you know, and I don't know, long time I have her wait with the palette them to say she need to sell it. If so, you should have still said something to me, you know, just whatever. Listen, Andre, listen to me. Go on and on and on about this situation, on and on and on about this situation. When we got to our destination, I saw him going to the back of the car for something. I see him coming back with a bag. When I open this bag, the two palettes were in there. Not one, but both of them. I was blown. I was shocked. I was surprised. And he was the one apparently who told these people, if I come back and ask about it or whatever, they're supposed to tell me that they sold them. So I'm like, what? Look, I met me there, so I cussed the girl and something. I didn't actually go to her, but I was going off to him about that situation. That was a little backstory as to why these two palettes serve as a very good memory, or one of the best memories, right? So yeah, shout out to Dre for getting me these palettes. I'll never forget it, and super appreciative. Like, yeah, I love them. Next up, we have show a palette worth the hype. I don't have a palette that's worth the hype. I'm also not saying that I bought everything that's worth the hype. Most of what I buy, if not all, I love them. They're all worth the hype. I don't really hate anything. All the Juvia's Place palettes that I have and own, the Zulu palette, hype. The festival by Juvia's, worth the hype. The Saharan 2 by Juvia's, worth the hype. Like, All my Juvia's palettes are worth the hype, and all my Morphe palettes. All of them are worth the hype. Morphe and Juvia's, top of the line for me. The newest ones right now that are out, I don't have them yet. So what I have right now, most of them that I have, worth the hype. So yeah. Show a palette not worth the hype. I don't really have any palettes that are not worth the hype. Yeah, that one is a pass for me. I don't have a palette that I can say people hype it up and it wasn't that lit. No, for right now, don't have a palette like that. Next up, show your favorite palette from a favorite brand. I don't even know if I'm worthy to even say this because I don't even have one palette from that brand, but one of my favorite brands is Fenty Beauty. I unfortunately have not gotten a chance to purchase a palette from her. You guys see me use her skincare stuff: setting powder, concealer, bronzer, primer, foundation. I just haven't gotten around to the palettes yet, so I don't have one from them. Morphe is very much a favorite brand of mine. I just googled exactly what collection this palette is from because I totally forgot. So it was a Jaclyn Hill x Morphe collaboration, the Vault collection. So I love the one that I'd say is my favorite right now is the Ring the Alarm from the Vault collection, Morphe. So I've narrowed it down to this right now. I'll just go with this because I really love this palette and you guys see me use this all the time, so I guess it's fair enough to say it's a favorite, right? And the last one is show your most used palette. My most used palettes, then when I go back to this again, like wow. It's very sticky for me because I use these colored ones from Juvia's. I use them a lot, but if we are to narrow it down to the most used ones, I'm guessing I'm just gonna go with the condition of the palette. The most used palette would have to definitely be this one. This is the most used because it is the one that I've hit pan on the absolute most. Like you can see that I have a lot of empty shades here. I have a bunch of empty shades, here. I have over here, you can see all of these. Like yeah, that was back then, but in current times I've mostly been using, like if I want to go for a quick neutral look, I would go for the Ring the Alarm palette or the Morphe 35F. I'd probably even reach for one of my Crown palettes, which this one has a bunch of colors that I absolutely love just the same. This one here, which I used these two to create my look that I'm currently wearing now. So I think somewhere along the line between these three for current times for most used palette would definitely have to be these. That takes me to the end of this video, guys. I hope it was somewhat entertaining to see, you know, just my little collection and what I have. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, if any of you out there would like to do this tag, the questions will be in the description box below if you're interested. And thank you so much for joining me. May God continue to bless you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.